All right, guys. Before we get started, I didn't even think I was going to do another video tonight. I thought this was going to be what everyone predicted, and it was not. But before we get started, like and subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about Clippers Nuggets Game 7. Wow. All right, guys. I had to do a video about this. It's late night. But you have to talk about this. This is the most, let's talk about the Nuggets first. Congrats to the Nuggets fans. You guys, 2 times coming down from 3-1. And both times I thought they were gone. And then they looked unbeatable for 3 straight games. And they did that. The same thing they did to the Jazz, they did to the Clippers. It's unbelievable. As a Jazz fan, it makes that loss for the Jazz even more painful. So congrats to the Nuggets. Jokic has been incredible. His ability to pass, to hit inside floaters, shots, his touch around the rim is incredible. That shot is unguardable because he has like this catapult release that looks like at times it never misses from the mid-range. And he was hitting threes at an incredible rate this series. Unbelievable. And then we had the Jamal Murray game tonight. I'm not even pulling up the stats. I just know from watching the game he was amazing. And you had other guys just hitting shots. Paul Millsap had some big-time shots. Threes. You had like Gary Harris has kind of found his shot a little bit, which is kind of scary for other teams in the league. If that guy who, literally saved the day for the Clippers against the Jazz, if he's hitting his shots, man, all of a sudden this Clippers team looks, not the Clippers, the Nuggets team looks scary. And they were scary tonight. Just blew out the Clippers, who look like a joke. Let's talk about the Clippers. What a bunch of frauds. A bunch of losers. These guys, just how do you describe these guys other than just like they just felt like they were going to be gifted this finals victory. Like everyone predicted them to win the whole thing. And they looked like they had like deserved this or something when they haven't earned anything together. What has Paul George ever really earned? He's had some nice little runs with Indiana back in the day where he's surprised some people. But after Indiana, what has he actually done? Why was he predicted to be that great? Lou Williams sucked in this series. Montrezl Harrell, and Montrezl Harrell was going through some stuff before the series began, so you've got to kind of take a grain of salt. Maybe that was affecting him, but man, he looked overrated in this series. My gosh. He looked horrible. He could not score against Jokic, and Jokic is like, he's not a good defender, but when he's up against someone, I guess, undersized like Harrell, he's all of a sudden becomes a great defender. Harrell could not do anything with Jokic, who, couldn't stop anyone on Utah, and he stopped Harrell all night. Unbelievable. What a bunch of frauds for the Clippers. I just don't have a lot to say. Kawhi Leonard, guess you needed Tim Duncan and Kyle Lowry, right? I guess those guys mattered. Leadership matters, and he's not a leader. He's like one of the best players in the league, but he's not a leader in the league, that's for sure. And on a team with a bunch of betas like Paul George and all these different guys that are like good players, but they're not leaders, he wasn't able to do it. And I guess like the robotic, quiet, just do your thing doesn't work when everyone's not hitting shots. It's pretty rough when Pat Beverly is the only guy on your team that can kind of rally the troops. And when that guy's not on the court, bringing the energy and the leadership and the force and the piss and vinegar, how are you going to find a way to win when he's not on the floor? And then what happens is Pat Beverly was on a minutes restriction and they lose the series. Come on, Kawhi. I thought Kawhi was arguably the best player in the league. He looked pedestrian this game. Anyone could have beat this team. That's what makes it painful for Jazz fans, is because maybe the Jazz could have beat this team. Maybe not. You got to give credit to Denver. At a certain point, you just have to give them credit for what they've done. They've been amazing. They've just done something that almost, I don't know if it's ever been done before, maybe. But coming back from 3-1 twice, that's some crazy resilience. Unbelievable. But yeah, stop talking to me about the Clippers. They don't own a first-round pick till 2027. That team's a dumpster fire. I don't know what they're going to do this offseason. But guess what? They only have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George under contract for 1 more year. What a disaster. What a disaster. That's bad. They gave up like 5 picks plus Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Woo! That's bad. Don't get on Twitter tonight, Clipper fans and Clipper players and everyone, especially Paul George, hitting side of the backboard. My goodness, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. This might be one of the biggest, like, letdown failures, epic destruction I've ever seen. Steve Ballmer looked like he swallowed his tongue. It was bad. Ew. Woo! I mean, the Jazz went... I mean, the Jazz were up 3-1 and lost, but the Jazz did not trade 5 first-round picks for Paul George, only to go up 3-1 and lose in the second round with Kawhi Leonard. You've got to be kidding. That's just epic failure in every way. So bad. Guys, I just wanted to get that out there. Like and subscribe to the channel. That was fun. Talk to you later.